You were going to talk about the history of wine in the region. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Do you have 5 hours, Michael?
How long have you got?
As billed.
No. I think in a quick potted history, the modern Lebanese wine industry. Forget the 7,000 years that Lebanese man has had a relationship with fermented fruit. Forget the 3,500 years ago when the Phoenicians started exporting their wines. Forget the 2,000 years ago when the Romans built the temple of Bacchus in Baalbek. Let's go to 1856, which is the genesis, I believe, of the modern Lebanese wine industry. So we're in the middle of the 19th century. Jesuits are in the Bekaa spreading the word. They decide that they want to make a dry red wine, not sweet church wine that they're making for church services. They go to Algeria, second biggest wine producing country in the world at the time. They bring back Cinsault, Grenache, Carignan vines. They go back to the Bekaa and they plant it. That is, I believe, the ground zero of the modern Lebanese wine industry. Then you have a few more accidents of history, you call them. Francois Eugene-Brun, the French railroad engineer, comes to the Bekaa 1868, founds Domaine de Tourelle again. So the idea of wine, of a dry wine in the Bekaa, takes root. End of the First World War, the Ottomans are defeated. The Ottoman territories are handed to the victorious Allied powers, British and French. Lebanon, what is now Lebanon, is given to the French. They bring in 50,000 soldiers and civil servants. They want wine. I think the average French soldier was allowed 1.5 liters of wine a day, so there was demand. The word was put out across the country. So another accident of history created this momentum of a wine culture. And then when France left in 1943, Lebanon was independent, this notion of being French still remained. And that's why our wine industry is very much French to this day. Our winemakers are trained in France. We blend in a very French way. So the Francophone culture is very much rooted in the Lebanese wine industry. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because France is so woven into our modern identity that I think we can get away with it. We're not just copying the French. So yeah, and that's it. And then if you want another milestone was the so-called discovery of Chateau Moussard at the Bristol Wine Fair in 1979. Michael Broadbent at the time, who was a big wine guy, championed Moussard. That put the Lebanese wine flag on the world wine map. And that's where we are today. So a combination of the Jesuits and this idea of Lebanon being French has managed to snowball the idea of a wine culture in this country, and more than any other in the region.
What a great answer. You pulled it off. The history of Lebanese wine in 4 minutes? You did it. Flawless.
Thank you.
It was really good.